सगणाशाकान्तांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणासिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गे राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारं विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम
Hare Krishna. Danvat pranam to everyone. Hare Krishna, all kids and all Matajis and Prabhujis. Hare Krishna. So, last Saturday, can anyone tell what were the stories we discussed? I know Naimisha wasn't present, but others, what were some of the stories from Ramayana that we discussed last week?
And the how Rama and Lakshman killed Tataka and
Good.
Ram and Lakshman went to exile. No, not in exile. They were going to Mithila.
Very good.
For Muni, and that time Muni gave them a sacred mantra and said that with that sacred mantra you both will be forever young.
Very good. Okay, yeah. So that was some of the stories, and we also discussed the story of King Ghadi. Okay, who was King Ghadi? Whose father was Ghadi?
Brahmadatta.
Brahmadatta's son was Ghadi, right? Correct. Ghadi's son was
Vishwamitra.
correct, Vishwamitra Muni. So basically, the story they were starting with the lineage, right? What was the lineage of Vishwamitra Muni? So it started with Brahma, right? And then it came to Kusha, and then Kushamba, and then Brahmadatta, who was the son-in-law of Kushamba, right? So Kushamba's son was Ghadi, right? So Brahmadatta married how many women? How many girls?
108.
100 girls. 100 girls. Okay, correct. No, and 100 girls were cursed, like cursed in the sense like their bodies turned into hunchback because of whom? Vayudev, correct. Okay, so and then what did we see? We saw the story of Dhanvantari, right? And we saw the Mohini Avatar story, and we also saw the penance of Diti, right? How Diti performed a penance to beget a child who is more powerful than Indra. Okay, then we saw very important story. We saw the story of Gautama Muni, right?
Yes.
Gautama Muni and his wife, what was her name? Gautama Muni's wife's name?
Ahalya.
Ahalya, correct. So we saw her story and how Ahalya got cursed, okay, because of the thing she and Indra did together, and how was Ahalya again like turned back, okay, from a stone by Lord Ramachandra, right, when they visited Gautama Rishi's ashrama. And then we saw both the brothers and Vishwamitra Muni arrive to Mithila, okay, and we saw Vishwamitra Muni's story, okay. So we'll just quickly have a recap of Vishwamitra Muni's story, okay. So Vishwamitra Muni was previously a king, right? Before he was a Brahmana, right? He was a king. So what happened? Vishwamitra Muni, he was going around his kingdom to see how everyone is doing. Okay. So in this process, he had taken one Akshoni. Okay. All of you know, right? How much is an Akshoni?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, good, right? I think last class we discussed, okay? So 21,000 soldiers, 21,000. So there's like 4 divisions of one Akshoni, okay? So he took all his one Akshoni and more soldiers, okay? And he was going around all the forests, okay? So at that time, they arrived at this beautiful hermitage of who? Vashishta Muni, Okay, so he arrived in this hermitage, and over there Vashishta Muni welcomed Vishwamitra Muni, all his soldiers and everyone, and he asked them to stay for to eat and to also stay overnight. Okay, so in first, Vishwamitra Muni was very hesitant, but over time, okay, he agreed and he accepted Vashishta Muni's hospitality, and he stayed there. Okay, so what happens now? One Akshauhini means so many soldiers, right? Imagine 1 lakh, 9,000 soldiers, infantrymen, 21,000 elephants and chariots, such a huge number, right? How can, a small hermitage like Vashishta Muni can accommodate all this? How did Vashishta Muni accommodate all this? What did he have? He had a special thing with him. What was it?
Kamadhenu.
Correct. So he had a Kamadhenu. And what was the name of the Kamadhenu?
Shabala.
Shabala, very good. Okay, so the Kamadhenu's name was Shabala. Okay, so with the help of Shabala, okay, Kamadhenu means whatever you ask, it will produce 10 number. Okay, even to 10 Akshaunis it will produce. So the Kamadhenu, with the help of Kamadhenu, unlimited varieties were served. Okay, till all the soldiers, everyone were feeling like full to the stomach. Okay, now Vishwamitra Muni, just because he's a king right at this stage, obviously he's very attracted to this Kamadhenu and he wants this Kamadhenu. So Vishwamitra Muni says, I will give you a lot. If you give me this Kamadhenu, I will give you a lot of jewels, golds, thousands and lakhs of cows in return. Just give me this, Kamadhenu. Okay, Shabala. But Vashishta Muni says that, Shabala is just not used to feed all of you. Okay, but it is used for sacrifices, right? In sacrifices, sometimes you need very unique ingredients, which is very hard to get sometimes. Okay, some seasons you can't find some ingredients, some herbal things and everything. So hence this Kamadhenu helps Vashishta Muni with all the sacrifices, and Vashishta Muni is not keeping Kamadhenu for himself. Okay, he's performing all these sacrifices for the good of the people, right, and for the world. So Vashishta Muni said, no, I will not give Kamadhenu to you. Okay. Now what happens? Vishwamitra says, like, I am the king of this whole, kingdom, and everything that, is here, it belongs to
Hare
me.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Rayansh. So now what happens? So now he's very he's like, I need this cow at any cost. I need Kamadhenu. So what he'll do with force, he'll start dragging Kamadhenu with him. Okay. But when he was dragging Kamadhenu, Kamadhenu was crying. Okay. And Kamadhenu was asking Vishwamitra Muni for help, but he couldn't do anything. So what happened? Kamadhenu released herself from the shackles of Vishwamitra Muni and she ran back into the ashrama. Okay. But after seeing this, Vishwamitra Muni gets really angry and there will be a war. Okay, a small kind of fight that will start happening. Okay. Now Vishwamitra Muni, we all know that he had got a boon from someone. Okay, to have the power of all celestial weapons. Who was the boon given by? Who? Lord Shiva. Correct. Lord Shiva had given him the boon that he knows all the shastras and astras, how to get them and everything. So using all this, he attacks the small hermitage of Vashishta Muni, and every brahmana inside the thing, they will all start running and everything. But one thing we don't understand is Vishwamitra Muni. Okay, he is just a Kshatriya, whereas Vashishta Muni is a Brahma Rishi. Okay, so he is more advanced in Brahmastras. So what happens at last? Vashishta Muni will warn Vishwamitra and he will not listen. So hence, he will take up a Brahmastra and he will start throwing it on the soldiers. Now what happens? Almost the entire army of Vishwamitra Muni will start dying. Okay, in the war. Now Vishwamitra Muni, Vishwamitra will start having this realization, saying, than being a king, okay, being a Brahma Rishi is more powerful. Okay. So what I will start to defeat, Vashishta Muni, I will start performing penance to become a Brahma Rishi. Okay. So till here we saw half of the story. So from here the story starts of Vishwamitra Muni trying to become a Muni. Okay. From a king to a Muni. So what happens? He starts performing austerities and everything. What he does at the stage, he just leaves his wife and his thing. Okay. And he just meditates normally. So what happened after, few hundred years or something, he'll get the position of a Raja Rishi. All of you know what Raja Rishi is, right? A Rishi who is a king, okay, but he has the qualities of a Rishi, okay. So what happens? He was not satisfied and he thought, no, I have to also leave my kingdom and go to some secluded place and I have to start meditating. Okay. So after hearing this, he will go to a secluded place. He'll start meditating. Okay. He will sit in a Padmasana, okay, lotus position, and he will start meditating. Now, what happens is Indra, you know, right? He always doesn't like people who want to get a lot of powers, right? So Indra comes and he wants to disturb, okay, Vishwamitra Muni. What? So he sends Menaka. Okay, Menaka was one of the most beautiful Gandharvas, okay, over there. So he sends Menaka to distract him. And what happened? Actually, Vishwamitra Muni got distracted. Okay. And what happened? 100 years. Okay. 100 years, I think. No, 10 years. Sorry. 10 years. Okay. He spent with Menaka. Okay. And after some time, he starts realizing, but why? What happened? You know, why am I with Menaka? So he starts thinking and he remembers that actually I came here to become a Muni, right? I wanted to achieve Brahma Rishi position. But what have I done? You know, I've just fallen into the trap and the beautiful looks of Menaka, and now I've lost all my, you know, hard work I have done. You know, I left the kingdom, you know, my wife and everyone, my sons, everyone. So, and then he'll not curse Menaka because he knows that even Menaka is afraid, okay, of Vishwamitra Muni. So he says Menaka to leave him, and the Vishwamitra Muni will go to the north side of Himalayan mountain and he will start meditating again. Okay, this time he meditates for 1,000 years. Okay. So Lord Brahma comes, okay, and then he will give him the position of what Rishi now? He was first given Raja Rishi, right? Now he will become what?
Devarishi.
He will become?
Devarishi. Devarishi.
He will become, yeah, correct. He will become Devarishi. What does Devarishi mean? We saw Raja Rishi. Okay, the next one is? It's not Devarishi. It's not Devarishi. It's Maharishi, right? Like Narada Muni, right? Who's a messenger between the Devas, the Lord, and the human beings. Okay, so he becomes a Maharishi. Then Vishwamitra Muni will directly say to Brahma that I'm not interested even in becoming Maharishi. Okay, I want to achieve what? I want to achieve Brahma Rishi status. Okay, and I will not go down for it. Now again, Indra. Okay, he will scheme another plan. He will ask Ramba this time. You know Menaka, right? Menaka. Now Ramba has come. So he'll ask Brahma. Ramba is very scared. She's like, if I go, okay, Vasishtha Muni will definitely curse me. There is no way he will not curse me. Okay, he will curse me for sure. But Indra will assure that myself and Cupid, you know, that Cupid, the god Cupid, we will come with you. Okay, and we will make sure that we'll put an arrow on Vishwamitra Muni and everything will be fine. But now what happens as soon as Ramba comes to Vishwamitra Muni, he realizes this time, okay, because last time he made a mistake. No, whenever we make one mistake, second time we will be very careful, right, to not repeat the mistake again. Similarly, over here, Vishwamitra Muni recognizes that Ramba has come to distract and the demigods had sent her to him. What he does is he will curse, okay, Ramba, saying, you again attempted and listened to the demigods and you came to me to disturb me. So hence I curse you to turn into a stone for 10,000 years. 10,000 years. Or till, Vasishtha Muni comes and delivers you. Okay. So if Vasishtha Muni comes and delivers you, you will become normal. Otherwise, for 10,000 years, you will be a stone. After seeing this, Indra and Cupid, they run away from the place. Okay. Because they are scared that Vishwamitra Muni will curse them. So after this, what happens? Even a rishi's austerity, okay, can not only break due to like attraction, but it will also break because of anger. Okay, when a person is very angry, they do not have the control over senses. Okay, so what happens now that he was angry and he did like this curse, right? Even a curse will actually have an effect on the positive karma a person has done, right? All the positive karma will be washed away. So Vishwamitra Muni vows this day, okay, that I will not get angry. Like I will try my level best to never get angry or curse in anger. Okay. Saying so, he starts meditating intensively. Okay, with one leg he'll stand. He will only breathe. Okay, and he will be like, after doing tapasya for 1,000 years, only then will I eat, something. So 1,000 years have passed and he's all, ready. He has a small plate, a little bit of food only, not much. Okay. And he wants to eat this food and he wants to resume his tapasya again for another 1,000 years. Now what happens is one Brahmana comes. Okay. And this Brahmana is actually a disguise. Okay. Indra is disguised as a Brahmana. Okay, so what happens in this disguise? He comes to Vishwamitra Muni and he'll ask, I'm so hungry, I haven't eaten for so many days. Can you please give me some food? Okay, but this is all the food Vishwamitra Muni has, that one, a little plate of food. Vishwamitra Muni, without hesitation, he gives the food to the Brahmana and he will, just go and start meditating again for 1,000 years. Okay, this is where Vishwamitra Muni's thing changes. Okay, his austerity becomes even more powerful because he didn't get angry, right? Okay, he didn't get tempted. Okay, he didn't scold someone, he didn't scold Brahmana, he didn't do any kind of aparat. He was perfect at this stage. So now again for 1,000 years he starts meditating. This time his meditation is in such intensity that from the body of Vishwamitra Muni, okay, the power, okay, is heating up the entire earth. Okay, it's so hot. And all the demigods will go to Lord Brahma. They will request him. I think Vishwamitra Muni is, is at a stop of power. And even if you allow him to do more austerity, he will become like even 10 times more powerful. You should go and you should grant him the Brahma Rishi status. Okay. So Brahma comes down and he gives Vishwamitra Muni, Brahma Rishi status. Okay. So from this time, Vishwamitra Muni will go. But the first thing what he does is he goes to Vashishta Muni. Okay. And Vashishta Muni happily recognizes Vishwamitra Muni as a Brahma Rishi. He honors him, congratulates him and everything. And from that point onwards, actually he wanted the status to defeat Vishwamitra Muni, right? Sorry, Vashishta Muni, right? Vishwamitra Muni wanted to defeat Vashishta Muni. But after gaining the status, he became calm, right? A Brahma Rishi is calm in nature. He doesn't want to take revenge, right? So both of them became best friends. Okay, so this is how the relationship between Vashishta Muni and Vishwamitra Muni was there. And this is the story of Vishwamitra Muni. Okay, all clear, right?
Yes, Mataji, all clear.
Very good. So from which status to which status did Vishwamitra Muni go from? He started as?
A king.
Yes, and he reached to the status of?
A Muni.
Brahma Rishi.
Brahma Rishi, yes, very good. He reached to a status of Brahma Rishi, okay? So he went from a king to like a Raja Rishi, okay, to Maharishi to Brahma Rishi, right? So this was the progress of him. And then even though he started this to seek, more power over Vashishta Muni, okay, eventually they two became good friends because he values another Brahma Rishi the same way, right? The effort of being a Brahma Rishi. He came to know all this. Now the story resumes, right? Now both the brothers Rama, Lakshmana had come to Mithila, okay, along with Vishwamitra Muni, and they Janaka Maharaj had welcomed them, okay, and they all sat together, okay, they feasted, and next morning they get up, okay, and Janaka Maharaj asks, so Vishwamitra Muni, you are here for the sacrifice, okay, yeah, you're here to perform and be a part of the sacrifice, but what are Rama and Lakshmana doing? So Vishwamitra Muni smilingly he tells that Rama and Lakshmana are actually here to see this wonderful bow that you have, okay? Because this bow has been spoken by so many people around the world. So even, Lord Rama and Lakshmana even wanted to see this. So now Janaka Maharaj starts explaining the history of this bow. Okay, what is this bow and where this has come from? So he starts that this is the bow of Lord Shiva. Okay, but what is the story of this bow? How this bow has come? Okay, we'll see. So one day what happens is Narada Muni is there, right? So Narada Muni goes to Swargalok, okay, where Indra is present. He goes there and he asks, they'll be having a conversation. Indra will be like, Lord Shiva is very powerful. He has a third eye, okay, and he's called Nilakanteshwara, right? He's drank poison, and he's so powerful. And then Narada Muni is like, yeah, Shiva is powerful, but there's a Shiva in all universes, right? Like how Brahma is there in all universes, Shiva is also there. So there are multiple Shivas, but whereas Narayana is only one. Okay, Mahavishnu.
Your voice is very...
Sorry. Is it audible now?
Yes, Mataji, now it's audible.
Okay. So Narada says that there's only one Mahavishnu, okay? And he is the one who creates all the universe, whereas Shiva is there in every universe, like Brahma is there. So there's nothing special, okay? But again, Indra will start arguing, no. Lord Shiva is much more stronger in power, okay, than Narayan. So the argument keeps going on, and Narada will say, okay, then, we will have fight to see who is stronger. And Indra will go to Kailash. Okay, when he goes to Kailash, Kailash is protected by whom? To enter Kailash, you have to take permission of someone. Do you know who it is? Nandi. Okay, Nandi. Nandi is the like doorkeeper kind of a thing. Like how we have Jaya and Vijaya for Vaikunta. Nandi is like the doorkeeper of this Vaikunta, Kailash. So now what happens is Nandi sees Indra and she'll be like, oh my god, wherever Indra is there, there's trouble. Okay. So she will refuse Indra to come in. But Indra will be like, no, I'm just here to take the darshan of Lord Shiva and nothing else. Okay. After so much of argument, at last Nandi will allow Indra to go inside. Okay, Indra will go inside because Kailash is only a place for people who meditate, right? It is not place for anything else. Kailash is only for meditation, nothing else. Okay, only for yogis. So what happens? Indra enters and he sits in front of Lord Shiva and he will start to like look at Shiva and meditate. And Lord Shiva will ask Indra, so Indra, why have you come here? I know you've come here for some purpose to create some problem, but you please tell me what that is. I don't want to, tell it by myself. Now Indra will be like, yes, so me and Narada Muni have met, okay, with each other, and we started having a fight, saying who is more powerful. Okay, and we started like arguing, saying, no, you're powerful, no, Lord, Vishnu is powerful. And then Lord Shiva actually he tells a very beautiful statement. Okay, Lord Shiva is like, so do you see this japa, mala in my hand? Right? Shiva has a japa mala. Do you see this japa mala? And Indra was like, yes. Do you know whose name I'm chanting? And Indra says, yes, I heard you chant the name of Lord Rama in the beats, right? And Shiva says, so if I'm chanting the name of Lord Rama, okay, which means he is supreme. Lord, like Vishnu is not chanting my name, no? I am only chanting Lord Vishnu's name, okay, in form of Rama. So now he's more powerful. Now Indra will start arguing, no, you're chanting his name out of devotion, but power-wise, power-wise, you are more powerful. But Shiva will refuse. Lord Shiva will be like, no, Lord Vishnu is more powerful. But then now Indra comes with a tricky part. He says that we demigods and also the people who live in Bhuloka want to know this because in Bhuloka, everyone have two sides. Okay, one is Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva side. So we want to prove, show them who is powerful. So Lord Shiva agrees to this because he just wants to prove that Lord Vishnu is more powerful to the material people because they cannot understand, right? So Shiva agrees. But Shiva says that I have no weapon except for Trisul, right? So with Trisul you don't do battle, okay, within God, demigods or gods. Okay, so I want a weapon. So what he does is Indra goes to Vishwakarma. All of you know Vishwakarma, right? So he's the one who designs, right? Example, the Lanka, Dwaraka, and all of this, right? So they go to Vishwakarma, and he asks to design a bow. Okay, and this bow was so heavy and so powerful. Okay, that 300 men had to come and carry this bow. Just like they had a bow for Shiva made, they also had a bow for Lord Vishnu made. Okay, and the name of Lord Vishnu's bow was Saranga. Okay, the bow was called Saranga. Okay, and the bow of Lord Shiva was called Pinaka. Okay, so these were the names of the bows. So now what happens was,
Can you repeat the name of Lord Shiva's bow?
Pinaka, Pinaka, Pinaka. Okay. So now what happens over here is there's a mental message sent by Brahma to Vishnu. Okay. They both communicate through hearts. Okay. So now what happens is Vishnu will get this message and he's like, oh Lord, Brahma is trying to contact me. Okay. So what has happened? And Lakshmi Devi will be like, or maybe some demon has come. And Lord Vishnu will be like, there is no demon. Okay, because I have not created one so that someone can come, right? There is no demon. And later on, they will know that Indra had sketched all this. Okay. And they have to fight now. So now what happened? The battle starts beginning. Okay. And both of them will start fighting. Who? Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. But before all of this starts, as soon as Lord Shiva sees Vishnu, okay, which even the demigods don't get the opportunity to see Vishnu directly, okay, they see him when they come to the earth or when he takes an avatar on earth, or they go to this, the Samudra, the casual ocean, right, the milk ocean, and they start meditating over there. This is very few circumstances they see Lord Vishnu. Now they've seen Lord Vishnu, everyone is so mesmerized. Lord Shiva, he will do Danvat Pranam. Okay, to Vishnu, and he will not get up. Everyone will go and tell Lord Shiva, please get up and fight. And Lord Shiva does the most sweetest gesture. Okay, he goes to Lord Vishnu and he will ask, Lord, can you give me the permission to fight you? Because without your blessings, I cannot fight you. I can't even lift my weapon in front of you, right? See, this is why Lord Shiva is called the greatest Vaishnava, because even while fighting his Lord, he's asking his permission and his blessings, right? Such a great devotee he is. He knows, okay, who is great. They two start fighting. In mid of the fight, Lord Shiva will keep his bow down. Okay, he knows it's waste of fighting. He knows that he will lose, and all the astras that are left by Vishnu will start following Lord Shiva. And all the devas, they will now know. All the demigods will now know, right, who is powerful. Obviously, Vishnu is powerful. Okay, so they will all accept that Lord Shiva or Lord Vishnu is powerful. So hence, Shiva will also be like, see, so all of this is done for no use. I've already told you that Lord Vishnu is powerful, but none of you listened. But this was something that was needed, okay, not only for you, but also for the people in Bhuloka. So hence the story comes to this end. Okay. Now what happens to the bow of Lord Shiva and Vishnu is the question. Okay. Now what happens is when Lord Shiva, okay, after all this battle is over, he still keeps the bow with him. Okay. And he will one day, when this Daksha, okay, Daksha, right, his father-in-law comes, he again takes his bow. Okay, he takes this bow and he again wants to battle Daksha with it, and it's too powerful. The demigods will request, do not do this because a big calamity might happen. So the bow goes to the demigods. Okay, so later Janaka Maharaj is saying that this bow was given to their ancestors. Okay, to one of the kings of Mithila called Devarata. We know that Devarata is also Bhishma Pitamaha, right? But this was in the Dwapar Yuga. But in Treta Yuga, there was another Devarata, okay, and he was the descendant of Maharaj Nimi. Who was Maharaj Nimi? Basically, the forefather of King Janaka. Okay, so in their lineage, it was passed down. Okay, so similarly, yeah. So what happens at last? They get the hold of this bow. Okay, so quickly we'll have some questions. What is the bow name of Lord Shiva? Pinaka, correct. And the name of bow of Lord Vishnu? Saranga, correct. Okay. And who was the Pinaka passed to? The bow of Pinaka, Lord Shiva's bow. It was given by demigods to?
Janak Maharaj. Janak Maharaj.
No, descendant of Janaka Maharaj. What was his name? Bhishma Pitamaha's name also.
Devaratha.
Devaratha. Correct. It was given to Devaratha and it passed on. Okay. And this bow, we know, right, how heavy it was. It was so heavy, even for them. Even like 10,000 Kshatriya men were not able to lift it. Strong Kshatriya men. It was that heavy. So parallelly, Janaka Maharaj says another story. Okay, this is a story of when he was performing a sacrifice. Okay, he had it to plow the field. Okay, he had to dig the field and make it a suitable, field to yield. When he was doing this, he had to do it with a golden eel, okay, to do it, love. At this point, he found a small baby girl in the on the earth, okay, in the farm. And who was that baby girl? Sita Devi. Okay, so he found Sita Devi. So he adopted Sita Devi, okay, and named her Sita, and he started treating her like his own daughter. Okay, from the time she was born, okay, when an astrologer came, to name her and everything, they knew that she was not ordinary girl and she was a Swarupa of Lakshmi Devi. Okay, so now Janaka Maharaj, from a very young age, he was very concerned about Janaki Devi. Okay, Janaka Maharaj's daughter, so she was also called Janaki Devi. So from a very young age, she was very, very concerned about who will I find who is worthy of marrying my Sita. She is Lakshmi Swarupi and she has so many different powers. And I found her from soil, right, from the mud. So who will be a suitable match? So a small pastime of Sita Devi comes in this place. Okay, the pastime. There are two pastimes. Okay, same story. I mean, same thing. Okay, it is basically saying that Sita lifted the bow of Lord Shiva. But there are two versions, okay? One version is Sita Devi was playing with her fellow friends, okay? And they were playing with a small woolen ball, okay? And the ball went under the arrow. The arrow was kept on a bed kind of a thing, okay? A velvet box. So it went under. So what she did was she easily just not lifted the table and the box, but also the bow, okay, which was there. And she picked up the ball and she came and she was fighting. So there were some people who were there. They went and informed Janaka Maharaj about this. This is one story. Okay. This is a second story also. The second story says that, you know what is the name of Janaka Maharaj's wife? Anyone has any idea? Did someone say anything? No? Sunanya. Okay, Sunanya was the wife. Yes, Vanshi? Vanshi, I can't hear you, Vanshi.
One whiteboard and someone is annotating on the screen. White colors, whiteboard.
1 second. Thank you for telling. Okay. Now is it fine? Thank you, Vanshi. I didn't see it. Okay, now can we resume?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Now what happened is Sunanya, okay, was the wife of King Janaka Maharaj. Okay. And Sunanya, she used to be a devotee of Lord Shiva. Okay. So what happens when while doing puja, they required some flowers. Okay, to do the puja. So what happens? Janaka Maharaj's wife used to ask Sita Devi to go and pluck the flowers and come. Okay. So what happened in this process when she was trying to pluck flowers, all the flowers in the bottom of the tree were over. Okay, they were in the blooming stage. Only the flowers up of the tree were kind of like in the full bloom, but she was not able to reach. Okay, because Sita Devi was very young, right? So what she does is she takes this bow of Lord Shiva. Okay, she just lifts it and very easily she'll start tapping on the branches of the tree. Okay, and all the flowers will start falling down. So what happens? One of the soldier at the entrance, okay, sees this and he is very shocked because 10,000 soldiers couldn't lift this bow. Okay, and Sita Devi easily she's taking the bow and she's hitting the tree. Okay, so I mean he was struck. He's like, "Am I dreaming? Okay, what am I seeing? Okay, she is just very easily hitting the branches so easily." So what happens? He runs. Okay, he goes to the minister and he says, "Sita, Sita Devi is taking the bow and hitting the tree." The minister is like, "See, I know you're very tired. Okay, go take rest. Okay, so don't say this kind of thing. Sita is so gentle. Okay, she cannot do this." But what happens? The minister also comes. He sees, even he is shocked. Okay, the same way. Sita Devi is just not hitting. She's jumping, hitting. Okay, and she's going around the tree and hitting. Okay, she's collecting more than the flowers that are required. Okay, because she's really enjoying this. And what happens? At last, they'll call King Janaka. King Janaka sees this, he is shocked, okay, but he's also relieved, okay, because now he's found a solution to find the perfect match for Sita Devi, okay. So he says that whoever will, lift this bow and attach the string, okay, they will marry Sita Devi, okay. So the pastime will be like this. So now what happens? Janaka Maharaj explains all of this, okay, stories to Vishwamitra Muni, Rama, and Lakshmana. Now what happens is he also says that a lot of people had come proposing to Sita, but none of them were even able to keep their hand under the bow, leave of lifting. Okay, they were not even able to squeeze it in. So what happens? All of their egos got hurt. So everyone came in war on Janaka Maharaj, okay, on the kingdom. So all of this has been happening. So it is impossible, to lift this bow. I've seen a lot of yakshas, gandharvas, all of them coming and lifting. They couldn't do. Rama looks like a small boy, like, very young boy. I don't think he'll be able to lift. This is what Janaka Maharaj is saying to Vishwamitra Muni. And Vishwamitra Muni was like, give him a chance. We've come from all the way from Ayodhya to here. So why don't, he give an attempt? So what happens? 500,000 men, okay, start rolling the casket. Okay, they were wheels attached, to this box of where the thing was there. And they were pulling and coming, and Lord Rama sees the huge bow. Okay, first he just pranams to the bow and he lifts the bow. But when he was stringing the bow, okay, when he was trying to attach the string, see, this is not intentional. Always remember, okay, Lord Rama didn't intentionally break the bow. Okay, but when he was stringing, okay, he's so powerful, okay, that it exactly broke in the middle. Okay, the bow in the middle it broke. Okay, when he was stringing, it broke into two pieces. Now, what happens? What Prabhupada says over here is that except for Vishwamitra Muni, Janaka Maharaj, Rama, and Lakshmana, everyone fell onto the ground because it was such huge vibe. It was bow of Lord Shiva, right? It was so powerful. Everyone fell. Even Dashrath Maharaj heard the sound of the bow. Okay, even people in Swargaloka, upper planets down, everyone heard the sound. It was as if like thunders. The sound of thunder, right? It is so powerful and strong. So that was the sound of it. Now, after seeing this, Janaka Maharaj was so happy that at last Sita Devi got her husband, Lord Rama, and they will start the preparation. Okay, they also say that Rama, how he broke the bow, like how elephant breaks a sugar cane. You know how elephant breaks sugar cane very easily. Very easily it will break a sugar cane. So like that, Rama easily broke this bow. Okay, so after this, they all make the arrangements for the marriage. Okay, and he asks Vishwamitra Muni to send a letter to Dasharatha Maharaj. Okay, inviting him to the wedding of Lord Sita and Ramachandra. Okay, so now what happens is they all start assembling. Okay, after 3 days, Dasharatha Maharaj will receive the letter. Okay, he will read the letter and he's so happy that Lord Rama is marrying Sita. So what he does with his 3 queens, okay, all of his soldiers, some military, and lot of wealth and dowry. Okay, he accumulates everything, and half of Ayodhya, okay, half of Ayodhya will also follow him. Okay, to where? To the kingdom of Mithila. Okay, so it takes 4 days for them to travel from Ayodhya to Mithila. Okay, so 3 days it takes time for Dasharatha Maharaj to get the invitation, and 4 days for them to reach to Mithila. As soon as they reach, Janaka Maharaj invites everyone. He treats everyone with nice Raja Maryada. Okay, the night passes and everyone gets plenty of rest, and morning everyone wakes up. Okay, everyone wakes up and they all are in the sabha discussing, what more to do for the wedding. So in this topic, what happens is, Vashishta Muni requests Janaka Maharaj, anyways, Lord Rama is getting married to Sita, right? Why don't you? They had another daughter. What was the daughter's name? Janaka Maharaj had another daughter, own daughter. What was the daughter's name? Who they give to Lakshman?
Urmila.
Correct, Mataji. Urmila, yes. So Urmila, okay. So they asked, why don't you give your second daughter Urmila in the hand of Lakshmana? Okay. So everyone is happy, right? So they wanted to marry one daughter, but now both the daughters are married. So similarly, after some time, okay, Janaka Maharaj will also recommend, okay, I have a brother. Okay, do you know the brother of Janaka Maharaj? Anyone? Yes, Niranjan?
Kushadwaja.
Kushadwaja, correct. Okay, so Kushadwaja was the brother of Janaka Maharaj. Okay, and he also had 2 daughters. Do you know who the daughters were? Madhavi and Shrutakirti. Okay, it's easy. Madhavi, okay, and Shrutakirti. So they give both of them to who? Bharat and Shatrughna. So Bharat Maharaj's wife was not Madhavi, I think Mandavi, and Shatrughna's wife was Shrutakirti. Okay, so they get married to both of them. So all the 4 brothers are ready, and all the 4 daughters of Janaka Maharaj and his brother were also ready for the marriage. Okay, now it is all auspiciousness, right? One came for marriage, and all the 3 brothers are getting married. Everyone are so happy. Everyone start, thanking Vishwamitra Muni, Vashishta Muni for all of this, for all of this arrangement. So hence, the marriage will start between who? All the 4 brothers and the 4 daughters. So they all get married. The Gandharvas will be showering flowers. The Devatas, Gandharvas, everyone are from upstairs. They're all from the heaven. They'll all give the blessings. Okay. By saying so, the whole marriage ceremony will get over. And now Lord Rama, the 3 brothers, Dasharatha Maharaj, everyone are on their way back. Okay, with their wives, with their newly wedded wives, back to Ayodhya. Okay. Now is what the major thing happens. Okay, while they are going on their way, okay, they see this kind of storm that keeps coming. Okay, heavy wind. They can't see anything that is going around. Okay, Dashrath Maharaj or his 3 queens can't see anything. The wives of the 4 brothers can't see anything. Everyone is blinded. Even Dashrath Maharaj, for some seconds, he couldn't see anything. Okay, except for Lakshmana, Vishwamitra Muni, Vashishta Muni, and Rama. No one could see anything. What was going on? Okay, from that that tornado kind of a thing from the forest. Okay, all the animals are running towards them. A very dark figured person starts walking towards them. Okay, now closer look, they will find that this was Parasurama. Okay, Parasurama was coming. We all know that Parasurama was on a mission to eliminate all the Kshatriyas of the world, right? So Dashrath Maharaj also was one of the target. So whenever he used to come, Parasurama had one condition. Okay, if someone is getting married, okay, on this, I will not kill that Kshatriya. So every time Parasurama was coming, Dashrath Maharaj used to marry someone. Okay, because so that he doesn't kill him. So this way now he's returning from his son's function, right, for marriage. So no one was there for him to marry. There was no escape. So Rama figures that his father is being very anxious. So what he does, he goes and he says to Parashurama that please, don't kill my father. He has done nothing wrong. Okay. And he's a rightful king. He stands for Dharma. He always does this. So please do not kill my father. He's a righteous king. Okay. So Parashurama said, I didn't come here to kill your father. Okay. I have stopped that for a very long time. I have come here to see the person who has broken the bow of Lord Shiva. Okay. I was able to hear you from Himalayas because that's where he was meditating. Okay. So Parashurama comes and he starts challenging Lord Rama. He says that you take this bow. Okay. Parashurama had the bow of who? Lord Vishnu, right? The Lord Shiva's bow was there in Mithila. Right now, Lord Vishnu's bow. Okay, what is the name of Lord Vishnu's bow?
Saraka.
Yeah, so that was there in the hands of Parashurama. Okay, Saranga. Okay, it is called Saranga. Okay, it was there in the hands of Parashurama, and he's like, now take this bow. This bow defeated that bow. Okay, so this is much more stronger in strength. But to be honest, Vishwakarma, when he designed both, okay, he designed it exactly same. They were like ditto copies. There's nothing difference. Okay, but the person who yields it, okay, brings the strength. But over here, what we're missing is Lord Rama is also avatar of Lord Vishnu only, right? So he'll be able to take it. But Parashurama at this point, he didn't know that. So he's like that, you should not only string this, but you have to like pull the arrow also. Okay. So he gives this bow to Lord Rama. But before he was giving, Dasharatha Maharaj comes in between. Okay. He's like, please, don't do anything to my son. He's just got married. Okay. He has a new wife. Something happens to him. It's just not me now, but also he's responsible, for his wife. If you want, you kill me. Okay, this is what you wanted to do. You kill me, but don't do anything to my son. But then, Parashurama will not agree. Okay, and in this thing, he faints. Okay, Dasharatha Maharaj faints because of love. Now, what happens? Lord Rama takes the bow easily. Okay, he strings it and he pulls the arrow and he shoots it at Parashurama, at his feet. Okay, and now Parashurama will come to know that, okay, this is no ordinary person. Okay, this is Lord Vishnu himself. Parashurama didn't have as much as Vishnu Tattva as Rama had. Okay, in terms of that. And Parashurama, I think all of you know, right? He is still present in this world. Okay, he will be helping, Kalki when he comes. He'll be one of the teachers of Kalki. Okay, so now what happens is he will be like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know your strength. Okay, and I underestimated you, my lord. I couldn't recognize you. Okay, though you are Lord Vishnu's avatara just like me, I couldn't recognize you. Okay, because Parashurama comes in the mode of fierce. Okay, where he is just on this rampage of going and killing all Kshatriyas. Okay, but whereas Lord Rama is very peaceful. You know, right, how Lord Rama is. He's very peaceful. He makes the best judgment. That is why he is the best king. Okay, so he will be like, it's fine. Okay, but you should not do this anywhere, and you should not be seen anywhere here in Bhuloka. Okay, he puts this condition forth, and Parashurama will be like, just give me one place where I can go and meditate. So Lord Rama will allow that. Okay, so Parashurama will go back and he will meditate. And what happens to the bow now? What happens to the bow that was given by Parashurama? So what happens? Lord Rama has the bow, right? He gives it to the forest, okay, to keep it safe. The forest is also one kind of entity, okay. So he gives it to the forest, and later that bow goes to someone. Okay, we will discuss later in the stories. Okay, it will actually be given to the god of ocean later on. Okay, it will be passed on. It will go to the lord of ocean. Okay, so this way they stay there overnight. The whole storm, everything comes to an end. Okay, everyone is able to see everything properly. Dasharatha Maharaj wakes up, everything is normal. So they start journeying towards the Ayodhya. Okay, they go to Ayodhya, and everyone will welcome the newly wedded wives, wives of all the four brothers, and there'll be a huge celebration in Ayodhya. Okay, so this ends the Bala Kanda of Ramayana. Okay, so now we are done with Bala Kanda, right? So now we have so many other kandas to go. So after this, I think all of you know, right, what happens. So we see how Bharata and Shatrughna go to their kingdom. Okay. After this, we will see how Lord Rama and Lakshmana received their military training. Okay. And then how mantra schemes and all of this in Ayodhya Kanda. Right. So that will deal about whole, like how he starts go to Aranyavasa and everything. Okay. Any doubts so far? All clear? All stories are clear? We'll have a small revision.
Yes.
You're all okay? So Vishwamitra Muni goes to whose ashram? And with how many soldiers?
Vishwamitra Muni goes to Vasishtha Muni's ashram and with a one Akshauhini.
With one Akshauhini. Can anyone tell me the exact number of Akshauhinis? Like what is the division? I think Vanshi knows. Yes, Vanshi.
There are 21,000 elephants, 1 lakh soldiers,
Good.
then 21,000 horses,
Good.
and then 21,000 chariots.
Correct. So Vanshi is almost right. Okay. So there are 21,870 chariots. Okay. Same number of horses. 21,870 horses. Okay. Correct. And then so 21,870 elephants. Okay. So chariots and elephants both are same numbers. And then they had 1,900 plus. Okay. Infantrymen. Okay. Basically people who can do like SWAT fighting, throwing arrows and everything like that. And then they again had 65,000. Okay, 65,000 horsemen, people who come on horses. Okay, this is the exact number. And how did Vishwamitra Muni feed all this big army?
He had a special Kamadhenu.
He had a Kamadhenu. Okay, so the Kamadhenu was there, and the Kamadhenu's name was
Shabala.
Bala. Very good. Okay, and Shabala gave unlimited food, right? Now what happened? After Shabala came running back to Vishwamitra Muni, again what happened? There was a war, right?
There was a huge war.
Correct. And Vishwamitra Muni had the knowledge of all celestial weapons and the powers granted by whom?
Lord Shiva.
Lord Shiva. Very good. Okay. And after seeing the power of Vishwamitra Muni, what did Vasishtha Muni do that Vishwamitra Muni wanted to be a, Brahma Rishi? What did Vasishtha Muni do?
Vasishtha Muni told him that he would have tapasya and wanted to become a Brahman.
No, so actually what Vishwamitra Muni did was he launched a Brahmastra, right? Which destroyed the whole Akshauni, right? The 21,000 elephants and everything, chariots and everything, right? The 1 lakh infantrymen and 65,000. After seeing all this, Vishwamitra Muni thought that Vasishtha Muni is much more powerful. Okay, though he's a Brahma Rishi and I'm a king. Kshatriya is supposed to be more powerful, right? But over here, a Brahma Rishi, Vasishtha Muni was more powerful. So he wanted to, leave his kingdom, everything, and he wanted to do meditation. So after that, what happened? He got Raja Rishi, right? And then he was diverted by 2 people. Who were the 2 Apsaras?
Menaka and Rambha.
Good. And what was the curse of Ramba? What did Vasishtha Muni curse her? Sorry, Vishwamitra Muni. Yeah.
Vishwamitra Muni
for 1,000 years if Vasishtha Muni doesn't deliver him.
1,000 years?
Stone. He'll be a stone.
It was 1,000 years? 10,000 years. 10,000 years, Ramba was cursed to be a stone, or Vishwamitra Muni, Vasishtha Muni has to come and deliver her. Okay? This was the thing. So after that, what happens? Because of his tapasya, what happened? Why did every demigod run to Brahma?
Due to his tapasya, the earth became extremely hot and everyone was feeling very hot. So they went to Lord Brahma and said that to grant Vishwamitra Muni the status of a Brahma Rishi, the whole earth and the upper and lower planetary systems are getting very hot.
Very good, very good. Both of you, very good. Okay, so what they said? You're like, the whole world is burning. Okay, so please grant him the Brahmarishi status. Okay, so then he receives the Brahmarishi status. Okay, and then we see the story of Lord Rama, right? They come to Janaka Maharaj to see the bow, right? Now, Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu had the fight because of whom?
Because of Indra.
Indra and
Narada Muni.
Narada Muni. Correct. Because of Indra and Narada Muni. Okay, because they both had an argument. So hence Indra had to go to Kailash, right? And who was the gatekeeper of Kailash? Instead of saying gatekeeper, we can say the protector of Kailash. Okay, so Nandi is the protector of Kailash. Okay, very good. Now what happens? Who designs these two bows for Vishwakar? Or what was the names of the two bows?
Saraka and Pinaka.
Saranga. Okay, Saranga. Okay, Saranga and Pinaka. Yeah, Saranga. Basically, even if it is a normal bow, okay, when any avatara of Lord Vishnu touches that particular bow, okay, there's this one Shakti called Saranga that comes out, okay, and it will automatically get into that bow. Okay, you don't have to do anything. Lord Vishnu has that power. He can turn any bow into Saranga. Okay, so anything, even the thing that Lord like Krishna, if he carries, or Lord Rama carries, it's called Saranga. Okay, the bow is called Saranga because that kind of power comes to that bow. Okay, clear? Okay, now next. Okay, now what happens? The Swayamvar takes place, or what story we see? We see Sita childhood pastime. There are two stories. Okay, how Sita lifted. What was the first one?
One time, Sita wanted to pluck flowers. Those were at the top of it in the garden, but she could not do it. So she took the bow and she was tapping the branches of the tree.
Very good, right? So the first story was Sita taking that and using as a stick, okay, to tap the flowers. The second story was
many warriors were not with the bow, but then Lord Rama came in the Swayamvara ceremony.
No. What was the second story of Lord Sita? We saw two stories of Sita, right? One was she used that bow to pluck flowers, okay, as a stick to put the flowers. What was the second one? She was
baby Sita.
So baby Sita, Sita was playing with her friends, right? And a small ball went under the velvet box, right? So she lifted and she took the ball, right? That was the second story, right? Good. So that's it. We're done with today's session. Okay, all of you have done very good job. Okay, very, very good. Especially Naimisha and Vanshi were very active. I want all the other kids to be as active as both of them also. Okay, please feel free to turn on your cameras and unmute yourself and just tell whatever you want. Okay, and I'm also talking with all the Matajis also present here. Just feel free and make it an interactive class. Okay, if there are no doubts, if there are no doubts, can we end the session today?
Yes, Mataji, we can.
Okay. So we'll tell the ending prayers. Okay. Vancha kalpatarupesya kripasindhubhyaeva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo ananta koti vaishnavrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Srimad Ramayanam Granth ki
Jai.
all glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. See you all next week. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, kids, I will see tomorrow again. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. Thank you Mataji.
Pranam to everyone, Mataji. Thank you all Matajis who have joined. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.